Shut the up. I don't give a dude. Look at this. Look at this. He's fighting a professional boxer.
Joe Rogan loses all control after Jake Paul's bad tongue disastrously accelerates. Sure, a bit of trash talk in boxing is expected. It builds hype and gets people talking. But Jake? Oh, he doesn't just build hype. He skyrockets controversies and trash talk to levels that leave everyone else feeling embarrassed. Jake hits where it hurts the most. And in just 1 year, he's managed to offend a whole bunch of boxers and coaches out of nowhere, just for kicks. But now, Joe Rogan has had enough and has done something that might finally shut Jake up. It all started gaining attention after Jake Paul, fresh off his knockout win over Mike Perry, couldn't resist rubbing salt in the wound. His social media blew up with posts and videos flaunting his victory, each one more humiliating for Perry than the last. Jake's cockiness was on full display as he basked in his triumph, completely ignoring the respect and sportsmanship that should come with such victories.
No defense. He's a great offensive fighter and bare knuckle, but in terms of boxing, he's going to get picked apart very quickly, and it's going to be a short.
But from far away, Joey Rogan was witnessing it all. He is the most well-known veteran commentator and champion of integrity in sports. He was visibly disheartened by Jakey's antics. On his podcast, Rogan addressed the situation with a mix of disappointment and frustration. "This is a sport, not a bloodbath," he said, his voice heavy with the wisdom of someone who has seen too many fighters lose themselves in the pursuit of glory. "Respect your opponents." Rogan's plea was a reminder for Jake to remember what boxing is truly about, a discipline that demands respect, not just for the craft, but for the people who step into the ring. The sport's history is full of tales of mutual respect between fighters, even amidst the fiercest rivalries. But Jake Paul seemed determined to rewrite that narrative, one taunt at a time. Just have a look at his confidence before his fight.
So I stand on business every single time. I manifest it into reality. I, Jake Joseph Paul, will knock out Mike Perry in less than 2 rounds. It's going to happen. Put the money on it.
Jake Paul's reputation for trash talk is no secret. It's like he thrives on psychological warfare, getting into his opponents' heads long before they even step into the ring. From belittling their skills to questioning their worth, Jake's words are as sharp as his punches. This mental game can be devastating, creating a toxic atmosphere that goes beyond the physical sport. The psychological impact of relentless trash talk is profound. For many fighters, stepping into the ring isn't just a physical challenge, but a mental one. They have to navigate the maze of doubt and insecurity that Jake's words plant in their minds. It's a tactic that, while effective, strips away the honor and dignity that many believe should be intrinsic to boxing. Joe Rogan's heartfelt plea wasn't just about Perry. It was about preserving the spirit of the sport. "This isn't just about winning or losing," Rogan continued, his voice steady and firm. "It's about respecting the journey, the effort, the blood, sweat, and tears that every fighter pours into this sport." His words were a stark contrast to Jake's gloating, a reminder of the values that should underpin every match. And don't think Joe Rogan is just mad about Jake's trashing of Mike Perry. Nope, Jake's got a whole history of this stuff. Just look at what happened with Indian boxer Neeraj Goyat. It all kicked off when Goyat threw down the gauntlet on Instagram on March 3, 2024. This guy, known for his tenacity and skill, challenged Jake to a fight, framing it as not just a personal contest, but a matter of national pride. Goyat's post blew up, getting boxing fans worldwide hyped for what promised to be an epic clash.
I'm in your country. I'm in your town. I'm here in your gym, man.
You came to see me. You don't want to fight, though.
Hey, abuse.
You don't want to fight, bro.
You abusing your.
You don't want to fight, buddy.
Jake Paul, never one to back down, responded almost immediately with a video on March 5, 2024, dripping with his signature bravado. "This isn't about India versus America," he sneered. "This is about me showing the world that Neeraj Goyat doesn't stand a chance." Of course, his tone did the opposite of what he intended, stoking the flames of national pride for millions of Indian boxing fans who saw this as a massive disrespect to their country and their champion.
All right, let's sit down and talk. You know, do you actually want to fight?
Yeah. You know why?
Why?
Because you are on the top of this game, boxing game, and I want to beat you. And I want to become a biggest.
Things hit a boiling point when the two met face-to-face in Puerto Rico on April 12, 2024. What was supposed to be a straightforward promotional meet turned into chaos. Goyat, backed by his team, showed up at the location only to be met with a barrage of insults from Paul. The situation escalated faster than you could say round one. Words turned into shoves, and within seconds, the scene erupted into a full-blown brawl. Videos of the altercation flooded social media, showing Goyat and Paul exchanging blows. The clip of Paul shoving Goyat and yelling, "You don't belong here," became an instant viral hit, racking up millions of views in no time.
You using translate application, right? And you abusing in Indian language? Now abuse. Ab de gali.
Listen, brother, you can't handle a little shit talk? Your
Blah,
feelings
blah,
are
blah.
hurt?
I don't understand.
Your
I
feelings
don't
are hurt?
understand.
Did I
No.
hurt your feelings?
No, you hurt. Check,
Did I hurt your feelings?
Yeah, check.
But here's the twist. The altercation wasn't as spontaneous as it looked. Reports soon surfaced that the whole confrontation was staged. Insiders revealed it was a publicity stunt to garner attention and build hype for a potential match between the two. Despite the negative press, the staged brawl had its intended effect. On May 1st, 2024, it was announced that Neeraj Goyat had signed with Most Valuable Promotions, MVP, the company co-founded by Jake Paul. This move was seen as a strategic play by Paul and his team, leveraging the controversy to bring Goyat into the fold and control the narrative. Goyat's signing with MVP got mixed reactions. Some saw it as a smart career move, giving him more exposure and opportunities. Others viewed it as a betrayal, a sellout to the very person who had disrespected him and his country. So, moving ahead to the Jake versus Mike Tyson saga, Jake Paul, the reigning king of trash talk, decided to hit below the belt, literally and figuratively. The first thing he did was take aim at Tyson with his sharp tongue, targeting not just Tyson himself but his late daughter. Yeah, you heard that right. Jake made some incredibly insensitive remarks about Tyson's daughter, and it hit harder than any punch he's ever thrown in the ring. Mike Tyson's daughter, Exodus, tragically passed away in 2009. It's a heartbreaking chapter in Tyson's life that still brings tears to his eyes. For Tyson, she wasn't just his daughter, she was his world. The bond he shared with her was profound, something every parent can relate to. The backlash wasn't just about Jake being a jerk. It was about defending a father's grief and the memory of a beloved daughter. But in true Jake Paul fashion, the apology that came, if you could even call it that, was half-hearted at best. He tried to play it off as just another joke gone wrong, missing the point entirely. The damage was done, and no amount of backpedaling could undo the hurt his words had caused. And that was the final straw for Joe Rogan. He decided it was time someone taught Jake a lesson, and he did it in spectacular fashion. Along with Michael Bisping, Rogan dropped a bombshell that shook the boxing community to its core. This wasn't just any podcast episode, this was the one where Rogan went all in, exposing some dirty little secrets about Jake Paul.
I don't know what they're doing with him. I mean, he was supposed to be fighting. If anybody who's not on steroids, who looks like they're on steroids, it's him and
They're all
Yoel
on
Romero.
in steroids.
You think
Let's
so?
be well. It's not that easy these days with
It's
USADA,
hard.
but come on, some of them are on steroids.
Joe Rogan and Michael Bisping wasted no time getting to the juicy stuff. Rogan, with his no-nonsense style, started unraveling the mystery behind Jake Paul's astonishing physical transformation from a scrawny YouTuber to a muscle-bound boxer. Joe Rogan, never one to shy away from controversy, laid it all out. He pointed out the obvious. Jake's muscle gain wasn't just impressive, it was suspicious. Look at the timeline, Rogan said. Jake went from this lean average guy to a hulking athlete in record time. For those not in the know, Rogan's been around the block. He knows a thing or two about bodybuilding, and his skepticism was palpable. He broke down the typical journey of muscle growth for a natural athlete. According to Rogan, and let's face it, the guy knows his stuff. It takes years of consistent training and the right diet to achieve what Jake had in such a short span. Rogan, with Bisping nodding along, explained the basics of hypertrophy. That's muscle growth, folks, and how it's a slow, arduous process. You don't just wake up one day looking like a Greek god unless you've got some help.
If I believe it, I'll say it.
And let's not forget he tested positive.
That's where they started talking about steroid accusations. Rogan wasn't outright accusing Jake of using steroids, but he did everything but put up a neon sign saying, "Hey, this doesn't add up." He talked about the signs of steroid use, rapid muscle gain, the kind of bulk that doesn't come naturally, and the all-too-familiar look of someone who's gotten a little help from synthetic hormones. Rogan's words were carefully chosen, but the implication was clear. Rogan also pointed out the telltale signs in Jake's physique that screamed enhancements. The rapid increase in muscle mass, especially around the shoulders and traps, which are notoriously difficult to grow, even with intense training. For someone who wasn't known for being a gym rat during his YouTube years, Jake's newfound bulk was nothing short of miraculous, if you believe in miracles, that is. Rogan, with Michael Bisping by his side, also went all in on Jake Paul's consistent TKO wins. In his trademark candid style, Rogan kicked things off by pointing out the suspicious pattern in Jake's victories. Rogan subtly hinted at possible bribery of referees, raising serious questions without making direct accusations. Now tell me, do you believe Joe's accusations? Let's chat in the comments below. Share your predictions. What percentage do you think Joe is right, and how much do you think Jake is wrong? Oops, I guess that's the same thing, but you get the point. Have a great day and don't worry too much about Jake. He'll only haunt your dreams if you let him.